Welcome to Magitudes. Today's topic is must-have WordPress plugins for bloggers. We will have a look at 5 types of WordPress plugins that every blogger should own. Let us get straight to the point here. As a blogger, you should at least have one plugin for image optimization, one plugin for caching, at least one plugin to back up your websites, another plugin for SEO purposes, and last but not least, you should also have a plugin that will help you to check the health of your links on your website. Let us start with image optimization plugins. One plugin should do the trick here. As almost always with WordPress plugins, you have several plugins that will get the job done for you. I personally recommend you using a plugin such as Imagify or ShortPixel. These plugins will help you to reduce the file size of your images on your website. It is incredibly important that you reduce the file size of your images because this will make sure that your website will load much faster. A slow website is very often the result of uncompressed images. So please make sure that you use one of these plugins, and when you will upload an image, these plugins will help you to automatically reduce the file size on upload. This is incredibly useful and will make sure that your website will load as fast as possible. A typical file size of your pictures on your website should be around 50 to 100 kilobytes. In most cases, it really doesn't make any sense for you to upload pictures in the original quality, because first of all, your visitors probably won't even see the difference, but they will definitely feel the slower speed on your website. So just make sure that your pictures are as small as possible. Moreover, for some time now, the speed of your website is also a ranking factor for Google. So a slow website will also have a bad impact on your rankings. So one of the easiest ways and also one of the most effective ways to increase your rankings is to just make sure that you are using compressed images. You will find the links to the plugins that I just mentioned in the description of this video. Now, the second type of plugin every blogger needs is a caching plugin. So what does a caching plugin do? It basically minimizes the amount of data that is transmitted between the visitor's browser, the WordPress database, and the web server, which ultimately translates into faster loading times. So to put it plain and simple, a caching plugin will further help you to increase the speed of your website. There are a couple of free caching plugins out there that will get the job done for you. I highly recommend the plugin W3 Total Cache. If you would like to spend a few bucks on a nice caching plugin, I would personally go for WP Rocket. This premium caching plugin offers some amazing features and is also extremely easy to set up. But if you don't have money to spend at the moment, don't worry, even the W3 Total Cache plugin, which is completely free, does an amazing job. Now, next in line on our must-have WordPress plugins is a backup plugin. It is incredibly important that you back up your website from time to time. You wouldn't be the first one to lose all of your website data because your website either got hacked or maybe your server got infected with a virus. The good news here is that backing up your WordPress website is incredibly easy. I suggest you to use a plugin called All-in-One WP Migration. This plugin will allow you to back up your website with a few simple clicks. You can then store that backup either on your hard drive or also somewhere in the cloud. To restore that backup at a later moment, all you need to do is simply import that data into WordPress, and it will take you a few minutes to restore that backup. Like this, you can easily make sure that you don't lose any data. But not only that. To have a backup plugin like this is also extremely useful because of the fact that if something goes wrong with your website, let's say you install a new plugin and suddenly your website is offline, believe me, this is going to happen, then having a backup tool will be incredibly useful because you can simply restore a backup and your website will be up and running again. Another essential kind of plugin every blogger needs is a SEO plugin. In this day and age, it is almost impossible to have a successful blog if you don't care about SEO. And to make sure that your SEO is on point, you definitely want to install a SEO plugin. The go-to plugin here for most bloggers is probably Yoast SEO. There is a free version of Yoast SEO that is sufficient for most purposes. This plugin will make sure that your articles and blog posts will rank as well as possible on Google and other search engines. Whenever you are writing a blog post on WordPress with the help of Yoast SEO, it will be very easy to adjust the title and the meta description of your posts. And with the help of the preview box, you can easily see how that search result will look like on the Google search engine. This is actually an incredibly important feature because you need to make sure that your title and meta description are optimized, because this will ultimately decide if people will click on your article or not. Other SEO plugins that you could use are Rank Math SEO or maybe even a plugin called SEO Presser, but they all have kind of similar features. But generally speaking, using one SEO plugin will definitely be enough. Now, last but not least, I would also suggest you to install at least one plugin that will help you to ensure the health of your links. Whenever you are creating an article on WordPress, that will obviously generate a link. Other links are, for example, if you are interlinking different articles on your website. You have to make sure that all of those links are up and running, because if you have links on your website that are actually not accessible, this will also have a bad impact on SEO. So let's assume that you wrote the blog post about fly fishing about 2 months ago, and in that very blog post you linked to some external sources. Now, once in a while it happens that a link will not be available anymore at some time. And if that happens, you need to make sure that you will remove that link, because if you have links on your website that are not working anymore, this will have a bad impact on SEO. So how can you know if some of your links are not working anymore on your website? And that is where our Broken Links plugin comes into play. With a plugin like this, you will be able to spot links that are not working anymore, and you can simply remove them or adjust the URL. There is a free WordPress plugin out there that will exactly do that job for you. And it is called Broken Link Checker. So please make sure to download that plugin from the WordPress repository. Whenever that plugin is gonna find links that are not working anymore on your website, you have the option to get notified by email. That is obviously very handy. However, you don't necessarily use a plugin to ensure the health of your links. You can also use an SEO tool such as Ahrefs. Ahrefs also has a feature that will help you to ensure the health of your links. Nonetheless, it needs to be mentioned here that Ahrefs is not a free service. Ahrefs is actually pretty expensive. So if you don't plan to spend money on this, the plugin is probably the way to go for you. So there you have it, must-have plugins for every blogger that is using WordPress. I personally have dozens of websites, and on each and every website I have these plugins installed. No matter what kind of website you are having, these plugins are absolutely essential and will make your life as a blogger much easier. You will find the links to the plugins that we discussed in this video in the description of this video. If you did indeed enjoy this video, I would be most grateful if you could subscribe to my channel. And in that case, please don't forget to hit the notification bell. Have a great one. Bye guys.